The ocean vast, endless, and silent. It covers more than 70% of our planet, yet we've explored less than 10% of its depths. What lies beneath those dark, crushing waters remains one of humanity's greatest mysteries. But among all the legends of the deep, one story stands out, a chilling tale that blurs the line between myth and reality. This is the story of the Meridian Star and the haunting secret of the Deep Keeper. In the year 1886, the Meridian Star, a proud Portuguese merchant ship, set sail from Lisbon. Laden with silk, spices, and a crew of 24 sailors, it charted a course toward the vast Pacific. But this was no ordinary voyage. As the ship crossed the equator, the laws of nature seemed to unravel. The ship's compass began to spin wildly, pointing in every direction but north. The sea temperature plummeted by a full 10 degrees in just a few hours. And each night, a new, unsettling phenomenon occurred. The crew heard faint whispers, like voices from another world, echoing through the very hull of the ship. The captain, a seasoned mariner named Elias Marino, grew deeply troubled. In his logbook, he wrote a chilling entry. "The sea is alive. We hear her voice in our sleep. She calls to us from the deep." On the fifth night of their strange journey, a violent storm descended upon them. The ocean roared as waves, like liquid mountains, rose to crash down upon the deck. Lightning split the sky, striking the mainmast and splintering it in a fiery explosion. Then, as suddenly as it had begun, an eerie silence fell. When the storm cleared, the Meridian Star was gone. It had vanished without a trace. No debris, no distress signal, and no survivors were ever reported. The only piece of the ship ever found was the captain's brass compass, discovered months later, floating aimlessly in the dark water, its needle still spinning on its own. For over a century, the fate of the Meridian Star remained a complete mystery. Then in 2006, a Japanese ocean research team was mapping the seafloor near the Mariana Trench, the deepest point on Earth. At a staggering depth of 12,000 feet, their sonar picked up a massive metallic shape. It was a shipwreck, but something was wrong. It was perfectly intact. As their submersible descended into the crushing darkness, the scientists on board prepared for a routine survey. But what they found left them speechless. The ship's nameplate still gleaming red Meridian Star. After 120 years submerged in corrosive salt water, the vessel showed almost no signs of decay. The wood was solid, the brass fittings untarnished. The interior was even more baffling. Inside the captain's quarters, personal belongings were untouched. Plates were still set on tables in the mess hall. A captain's chair sat facing an open journal, as if its owner had just stepped away. And most unsettling of all, the ship's oil lamps were still glowing with a faint, ethereal light, despite having no fuel. It was impossible, a ghost ship resting in its eternal grave. The local fishermen in nearby Guam had their own explanation. For generations, they had told tales of the Deep Keeper, an ancient, spectral guardian said to protect the secrets of the abyss. They believed this entity punished anyone who dared to take from the sea what did not belong to them. According to the legend, the Keeper was once a human sailor who, consumed by greed, betrayed his crew for treasure. As punishment, the ocean goddess cursed him to guard the deep for eternity. Those who trespass in his domain, the stories warned, are fated to vanish forever. Back on the research vessel, the team carefully retrieved the captain's journal. They expected to find water-damaged, illegible pages. Instead, the book was perfectly preserved. The ink was crisp, the writing clear, as if it had been written just days ago. They turned to the final entry, dated the night the ship disappeared. It read, "We heard them last night. Voices of the drowned whispering from the hull. The ocean is not empty. The Keeper watches, and he waits." Driven by their discovery, the research team planned a third dive to collect more data. This would be their last. During the dive, their high-definition cameras recorded something unbelievable. For a split second, a tall, human-like silhouette appeared, moving behind the wreck in the submersible's lights. Its eyes glowed with a piercing white light. Moments later, the video feed erupted in static. The submersible lost all connection to the surface. The crew, their ship, and all their data were never seen again. To this day, the final frame of that lost footage is rumored to show a blurry, humanoid hand reaching toward the camera just before everything fades to black. Of course, scientists have offered rational explanations. They speculate about hydrogen gas leaks causing hallucinations, optical illusions created by extreme pressure, or even mass psychosis. But none of these theories can explain why the ship hadn't decayed, why the journal ink was still fresh, or how the lanterns continued to glow in the dark. For many, the answer is far more sinister. They believe the Deep Keeper still guards the Meridian Star, waiting patiently for the next group of explorers foolish enough to disturb its silent midnight kingdom. The ocean holds memories older than time itself. Every wave hides a story, and every shipwreck serves as a warning. And somewhere in that eternal darkness, a lonely keeper watches, protecting his secrets forever buried in the deep. If this story sent a chill down your spine, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep-sea mysteries. We love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Do you believe in the legend of the Deep Keeper? Or is it just another secret waiting to be uncovered? Thanks for watching.